So far we have discussed up to structure of an HTML document. Today we will discuss cascading style sheets, CSS, the next part of this chapter. The CSS stands for cascading style sheets. This style sheet provides a set of style rules for defining the layout of HTML document. By using CSS, we can control the color of the text, style of fonts, spacing between paragraphs, size and layout of columns, background images, etc. The style sheets are mainly designed to separate the presentation style of documents from the content of the documents. That is, it divides the HTML documents in two parts. The presentation style of the document that consists the CSS code, and other is the content of the document. Because of CSS, as it separates the presentation style from the content, it becomes easier to maintain the websites. Basically, CSS is used to make the layout of the web page more better. The main advantages of CSS are control layout of many documents from one single style sheet. That is, it controls the layout of once the CSS code has been written, it can be applied on many documents. More precise control of layout, that is, it controls the layout of the web page in very well manner and apply different layouts to different media types like screen, print, audio, video, etc. More advanced options and techniques. It uses more advanced options and techniques. The next is CSS terminology, that is components of CSS. The first is property. The property defines how different elements look on the web page. For example, font family, color, background, border are different properties. A property is always followed by a colon in CSS line. To identify the property, look at the colon where it is, and that is, it is always followed by a colon. The next is value. It is a complementary part of property. Every property must have a value. It is the option chosen for a property. A property must have a value. A value always comes just after the colon in a CSS line. For example, value for the font family may be Times New Roman, Arial, etc. That name of the fonts that we have been using in the Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, etc. The next is declarations. A property and its value, collectively known as declaration. That is above 2 points that we have talked about. Property and value, collectively known as declaration. A declaration is generally single line of CSS that is always enclosed between the curly braces. For example, we can see this is the declaration, and in the example given above, font family is the property and Arial is the value for the property font family, and the whole line is a declaration. The next is selector. A selector is a part of the CSS line that selects what element is to be targeted with the property and value pair, that is, on which the property and value is to be applied. We will see it in the examples further. The next is rule. Selector and declaration, collectively known as rule. Let us see the examples. This is the one of the CSS line. Here we can see the property, its value, declaration and selector. Actually, rule is selector and declaration, collectively known as rule. Here the whole elements are known as rule. Whole tags collectively, property, value, and as declaration, and selector is known as rule. Here you can see that there are two declaration statements. The first declaration, the property is color. Color is a property as it is before the colon, and blue as it comes after the colon, it is the value of this property color. Means here color is set as blue color. In the next declaration, the property is font size and its value has been defined as 20 pixel. And S1 is the selector, means here whatever the declaration has been done, where it will be applied. Selector, as it targets that it will be applied on the header 1. In the whole set is called a rule. Let us see the next. Methods of applying CSS. There are following 3 methods to apply CSS on an HTML document. Inline method or attribute style, internal or embedded style sheet, external style sheet. Inline method, let us discuss this one by one. Inline method or the attributes style. It is the simplest way to apply CSS to HTML elements by using a style attribute. It can be used with element in the body section including the body tag. You can see its example. This line will be used in the body section. Keep it in mind, because in the next method we will see that is in the internal, we will see that the style tag is used under the head section. But here in inline method, this CSS line will be specified in the body tag, within the body tag. But there is a disadvantage of this method, that the declaration is to be repeated with every element even if same style is applied on some other elements in the document. In this method, the effects are applied only with which the style declaration has been specified. Let us compare it with the next, internal or embedded style sheet. Internal method has wider scope than inline method. Unlike inline, internal or embedded style, the effects get applied to all the elements of the type with which the style declaration has been declared. Means internal or embedded style sheet, it applies the effects on the same type in the document, on the same type of the declaration in the document. And to create an embedded style sheet, a style tag is used in the head section, whereas in the inline method, the tag was used within the body tag. We will use embedded style sheets in this chapter, that is, we will learn to use embedded style sheets in this chapter. And the next, we can see the example of embedded. Here a style tag has been used under the head section. The first tag is HTML. Under HTML, head tag starts and then the style tag is followed by head. And the third is external style sheet. This method involves 2 documents, one that consists CSS code and other documents consist content. First, the style rules are defined separately in a file, and then it is used with any HTML documents. It is a text file with an extension .css. We will study about this method in further higher classes, not now. In this chapter we will learn only internal or embedded style sheets. Now, background properties. HTML allows us to set the background style of an element with the help of the following properties: color, image, repeat, position, attachment. The background color. As the name suggests, this property is used to set the background color of the HTML element. Its syntax, that is, its structure is background hyphen color semicolon value, where value equal to color or RGB color code. RGB color code is the numeric value that is code for different colors. It may be hexadecimal too, that is a combination of number and alphabets. Let us see the example of background color. Here you can see that using internal embedded style tag has been defined, type text CSS with body background color yellow. Here properties background and its value is properties background color and its value is yellow, and we can see that inside way that the output, the background is yellow, and as it has been defined in the head section, so it's a internal or embedded style sheet. In the next, background image. We use this property to add an image in the background of an HTML document. Its syntax is background image colon value, where value is equal to URL. URL is the stands for Uniform Resource Locator, that is the path of an image. This is the example of background image. Just see how the path has been applied, that is value of the background image. Here value in URL we can say that C:/ users, that is in drive C, in users folder, under user on desktop there is HTML document and file teamwork is attached using this URL. The next is text properties. Text properties in CSS provides various formatting options to decorate the text in a web page. First is text align. We all have been using this in Microsoft Word and Excel, in almost all word editor. So I don't think that it is required to be discussed anymore. Just look at its syntax. Text align : value, where value is the left or right or center or justify. The text decoration. This property specifies the decoration that can be applied to the text in a block. Its syntax is text decoration and value, where value is equal to underline or overline or line through or blink or none. Where line through gives a strike through on the words, and blink, a blinking line appears. None, there will be no any decoration. And color. This property is used to set the color of the text, that is font color. Its structure is color : value, and here value equal to color name or RGB color code or hexadecimal code. And the next is font properties. Font properties facilitate the setting and appearance of individual characters in a line of text. Let us discuss this font family. Font family specifies the prioritized list of fonts to be used to display a given element or web page. Its syntax is font family and value, where value is the family name, generic or generic family. Here family name may be Times New Roman, Arial, etc. And let us say some special points like generic family. Generic families are groups of font names that have uniform appearances. The cursive family of cursive fonts which look like handwritten text. For example, Comic Sans and Monotypes Cursiva. Serif family of fonts which have finished strokes or pointed ends. For example, Times New Roman. It's as we use Times New Roman, its end are pointed. Sans serif family of fonts which have plain ends, no any formatting. For example, Arial and Vardhana. In Arial and Vardhana, there is no any formatting. Throughout the thickness of the character is same. In monospace, family of fonts in which all the characters have the same fixed width. For example, Lucida Console. Fantasy family of decorative fonts. For example, Impact. The next is font size. The property is used to set the size of the text, and syntax is font size and value, where value can be, we can say there are 11 types of values given: XX, large, medium, small, and etc. Next is font style. Font. This property displays the chosen font either in normal, italic, or oblique. The syntax, its syntax is font style : value, where value is normal or italic or oblique. In normal, the text will be normal, and italic, the text will be inclined. In the font, this property is used as a shorthand method to set all the above properties in one single decoration. Its syntax is font value, where value is equal to font style, font size, font family. You can see its example. P, here P for paragraph, font oblique, P is the selector that targets where this formatting will be, these effects will be applied. And you all are requested to see the last table code of this chapter, and we will do it practically during the lab period.